Alright guys, welcome back. Kelly with Tusk Armour. So this is our part 3 of our shooting demonstration. Now, we had talked previously about the XM193. Just want to show you here. Let me grab my this bucket right here. So, some of the people who sell armor, they'll say, "Oh, this is rated for 3+." This will definitely stop 223. So I bought a bunch of stuff with me. Some Winchester white box, some PMC X-Tac 223, and we'll show you what some of these are running at. So when you hear them say this is level 3+ rated, the plus is misleading. It's not an actual term that's recognized by the NIJ. Like I said earlier, it's used pretty much by the people in the industry, those who make it. We'll never sell +3 rated stuff because it doesn't exist. So what I said earlier is we're going to work with nature, the nature of this steel, and we have found a way to capture it, and that's what our trauma pad / spall blocker that's in the backside. And so what I have is some 5.56. We'll just give you a demonstration. Oh, and I was going to say that caveat that they put on there. The round will stop XM193 as long as it doesn't go over 3,200 feet per second. Well, here's some XM193, 3165. PMC X-Tac, 3120. So that is stopping. And this is full metal jacket. This is M193. So yeah, that's working. Here is some target rounds by Winchester. This is, what is this? USA 3131. The muzzle velocity 3270. So now we're getting up there on speed. Here is some American Eagle. Okay. And this is 223 Remington. Let's look at this. 3240. So some of your 223 actually is faster than XM193. Now anybody that reloads knows that there's a variance. No matter how accurately you put your powder in, sometimes a grain or two can bump it up or bump it down in speed. So we stopped, we stopped using all this, not stop, but I mean for testing, I like to use this Independence stuff because it cooks. It is so fast. This is the fastest we found. I believe it's right around 3,400 feet per second. So if you have a +3 rated, it's not going to stop this. And so we realized that, and we decided not to keep upping the class of steel. You know, some people have AR 550, AR 600. There's some 680 out there. We didn't go down that route because you make the steel harder, it's actually harder to form, and it's more brittle. And we have it down to a science how we have our steel bent. We have the least amount of stress on it. We actually have it down to a science how it's bent, okay, and how it's curved. So if you kept increasing the hardness of the steel, you start ruining the grain structure. What you'll notice is on like a continuous radius, you'll break it all around. It's pretty amazing how far you have to push it down just to get like a 1/2 inch radius underneath. So what we're going to do, we're going to shoot some Independence. Okay, this is XM193I. We're going to shoot this at 20 feet. Once again, I'm going to do 10 rounds on this one, just because it's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're not going to be surprised when these go through. That's exactly the point. So the point is, like, if someone says, well, I'm covered with my 3+ armor, well, you are, as long as the person that you're defending yourself from is kind enough to not use ammunition that exceeds the rating that was given to you on the website from that company. So that's why we have our trauma pad / ball blocker to stop this, and it will stop all of these. So we're going to go ahead with 10 rounds. And I'm going to, hey, let me get this sighted in here real quick. We're going to pull our box over. We're going to do it once again at 20 feet. Okay. come up here. It's kind of hard to tell the distance in the camera. It's kind of hard to tell that, so we're going to get our tape measure out here. Come on now. Okay. 17, 18, 19. There's 20 foot. I'm going to drop this box down here. Once again, we're replicating like a close scenario. Whether you're defending your home or your property. Okay, you ready? Let's go pull this guy off here. So, some center mass shots you can see once again. Let's take a look at this guy. Backside. Now, if we did not have the spall blocker trauma pad in the back, they would have all easily penetrated this mannequin. Okay, so now you can see at the bottom there. See that? No penetrations. You can see, look how much this is puffed out here. Okay. That really, it's pretty, I mean, these rounds are really, really hot. Do this. Okay. I'll take this over to our table. Get this out of here. All right. You can see this pad has expanded quite a bit. It gets tight once you shoot this in here. Let me take my earplugs out. Okay, here we are. So you can get in here. Okay, notice there's no, this is on the part going against the mannequin, but we saw there was nothing in the mannequin. You can see inside there, there are no breaks in this. Here's the back side. I believe this is getting torn from just stretching it out. So now let's uncover here. So here is the part that was hit. So how many we have went through? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 rounds. Okay, and here we have the 10 rounds that went through here. Now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna come over. Go ahead and cut this, okay? So this is the part that was leaning against. Here it is. 10 rounds went through. All right, and now we're gonna go ahead and cut this. Here's the back side. Like a little tear in the fabric. All right, let's go ahead and cut this up. Oh, how do you like this knife? Okay. Now we're going to tear this apart. This is the back side. This is the part that would have been up against your chest. Okay, that's the part that would be facing you that way. We're going to peel these layers back. Let's get this bad boy out of here. I'm going to start tearing these up. We have 20 layers in here. 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we're starting to find it. 6. So this is the 7th layer here. And now here's a piece. This is what we're talking about. The spalling. The actual spall, this is the true meaning of spall, is the steel that departs from the metal. The other is called splatter. This is spall. So you can see that's the steel plate right there. It's a steel plate coming through. Look at this. Here's another one. There's one there. That. Here's one. And here's one. So what we're gathering here is all the spalling coming through. Instead of upping the rating, like I said earlier, instead of upping the rating of the plate, if you just work with this, and we just figured out a way to capture it, which is rather simple. It's a simple solution. These are our... Most of this is captured within the first 5 layers. See that there? And this stuff makes a mess once you tear it up. And we got the last 2. See the first, these are the first 3 layers, and then you'll see them all in here. There you go. There's one there, one there. But we go 20 just because we know that it's not going to go through that. Here's the first layer itself. See that? And that's what you have. And this is actual spalling, and I do believe this would go through you. Can you see that? So this is our spall blocker, and that's what you're getting. You're getting the steel. You are not getting the bullet. The bullet is not penetrating this. It's the energy left over. Now, that being said, for my defense, I mean, what I've learned over the years of shooting armor, what I use for defense is I actually alternate some of the hot stuff with a green tip, because the green tip will actually go through the ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, UPWHME, I think, PE. Yeah, anyway. The green tip will go through it and it'll stop XM193. The green tip it cannot penetrate the steel, and we showed you that it won't go through the steel at close range, but the XM193 will. So we have figured out in the industry there is no magic defense against all these rounds. So what I actually use in my defensive, in my AR-15, is I alternate between green tip and XM193. Green tip, XM193. That's what I found. Now, that will work against everybody else's, but it's not going to work against mine because I've proven that I can stop it now. So, anyways, thanks for stopping and checking in on us and looking at what we have to offer. I encourage you to go to Tusk Armour, TUSKARMOUR.com. Check us out on the website and also subscribe to us on YouTube. We're going to be making a bunch of videos. I'm going to do a series called Truth in Armor and just talk about quick things. Not going to be very long videos, but just things that questions people have. As we get more questions, we'll be answering those directly. And, all right, so thanks for stopping.